The next time by, we are going to go to the green flag here at the 4 Crown. Rico Abreu, Brad Sweet on the front row. Got Justin Peck in row 2 alongside the 39M of Anthony Macri. Row number 3, it's Jacob Allen and Aaron Reutzel. Row 4, Corey Day and James McFadden. Row number 5, Brent Marks and Brian Brown. 6th row, Corey Eliason and Zeb Wise. Row number 7, Chase Dietz and Skylar G. Row 8, Cy Lynch and Darren Naida. Row 9, it's Brady Bacon and Spencer Bayston. Row number 10, Zach Hampton and Parker Price Miller. And your B-main transfers, Danny Sams, Tyler Courtney, Emerson Axsom, and Ryan Timms. Eldora Speedway, we got them racked. We got them stacked. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green.
Field going to barrel off into turns 1 and 2. Rico going to jump out to the early advantage. We saw him do this earlier tonight. We'll see if he can repeat and hold on for 30 trips around the Eldora Speedway. Peck running in 2nd. However, we're going to have to try it again.
Danny Sampson, maybe Zach Hampton, the other car. Hard to tell from our vantage point, but it does sound like Zach Hampton, the other car involved. The 17 and the 24D. They started right in front of one another. Zach Hampton 19th on the field. Danny Sampson 21st. Danny Sams, the winner of the B main. Hampton earlier on made his way into the transfer spot in the last corner of his heat race. Here is a replay from the drone shot. They're going to be towards the back of it. It looked like Tyler Courtney got loose there, but that's okay. Hampton got turned around by Brady Bacon, and then Danny Sams comes in, gives him a little love tap, so might be seeing the 24D car coming to the rod end supply work area with some front end damage potentially on that car. He does refire, however.
Again, the 17 point in the right direction. They will get the push vehicle behind him and see if that car is able to restart as well. He will speed away.
And he will stay on the track. So it looks like actually not much damage on that car. Danny Sams should be all right. Nose wing a little crinkled up, but that shouldn't be an issue. Hampton, his car looks fine as well when he makes his way by. Hampton with a new sponsor this weekend, BooyahDarts.com, and they sell darts for dartboards.
Booyah.
Booyah. I like the name. Definitely a good name.
Eldora pace truck back into the infield, set to try it again. Rico on the initial start, like a rocket. Can he do it again?
We'll see. Peck was into 2nd, but obviously that has been negated as we go back to the green flag. Rico going to lead the field back into turn number 1. The guy to keep an eye on here in this one, Brian, is the 1A of Jacob Allen. If the bottom is good, Allen's going to find it.
We'll see if he can find something here as Rico's going to take off with the race lead once again. Went to the high side of turns 1 and 2, goes to the middle of turns 3 and 4. Peck up the racetrack, holds on to that 3rd spot across the nose of 39 of Macri. Brad Sweet in the meantime going up and looking for the race lead. Can't get there.
Brad Sweet trying to work the middle through 1 and 2, but he loses ground to Rico. Abreu pulls away back into turn 3. Abreu, former 4 Crown winner, both in the sprint car and in the midget, with the cautions coming out again. One car slow off a 2, Ryan Timms. And also Darren Naida looks like he may have gotten a piece of whatever action happened on that side of the track. And we'll see. Darren Naida might have a flat right rear. He does not. Oh, the wing panel. Look at the wing panel. Left side wing panel is crunched on that car.
And you can see the damage on the right rear.
Yeah, Timms with a flat right rear. They're both going to the rod end supply work area.
You see the damage on his wing as well as they will roll in next to each other, and the crew's going to go to work here.
Darren Naida making his first ever Eldora Speedway A main event, and Tony, he's down there in the work area.
Yeah, Darren Naida parks just to the inside of Ryan Timms, that 27H. Jake Helsel from the Justin Peck Book Motorsports number 13, along with, as always, about a half a dozen members from other Kubota high limit racing crews jump in. Flat right rear on the 27H. Significant, well, let's call it somewhat significant damage to the right side panel on the top wing, and on Darren Naida's number 7N, the right rear does not look down, but they've brought a new right rear over. They're going to jack the 7N up. The 27H already has the old right rear off. They're getting ready to bolt on the new one. The bleeder will go in. They'll get ready to bolt that back on and put the wheel cover set onto the right rear. The 7N will go up. They're going to swap tires here. It'll be interesting to talk to these guys to see what exactly it is. We saw this happen with Tyler Courtney, if you remember, Chase, back on Saturday night 2 weeks ago at the Tuscarora 50 at Port Royal Speedway. That right rear was not down, but they did still change it. Both cars now have the right rears affixed, and that seems to be the only issue on both cars. They are paying attention to the left front corner on Darren Naida's 7N. I think maybe it's that tie rod that runs parallel to the front axle just behind it. Might possibly have a kink in it. No. Yeah, something is definitely knocked off on the left front corner here, so Naida's night is done. Meanwhile, they're waiting to fire off the 27H here at Tim's.
We just had the Frozen Farmer pick pint out on the racetrack. The drivers going either inside or outside of that pick pint. Essentially a choose cone. Drivers going inside or outside. Here's a replay, Brian, as Naida's in the middle of the track right there, middle of your screen. You can see where, and Tim's got maybe a little hip check there from the 24D of Danny Sams.
He got a little bottled up, and unfortunately that caused him to make a right-hand turn, and that lane was already occupied. So we'll stack them up side by side once again.
So looks like Tim's has made it back onto the track. As Tony mentioned, the work continues on for Darren Naida. Naida, a four-time 410 sprint car winner this year. 3 of those coming at the Butler Speedway in Michigan. We're coming back to the green. Double file restart. Abreu and Sweet, Peck and Macri, Allen and Reutzel. Pace truck into the infield in turn 4, coming to the green.
Rico going to bring it up to speed here, works the inside again. Has to clear the 49 to try to get back to the top side of the speedway. Sweet immediately going to go to the top shelf as Rico able to get up and grab a bite onto the backstretch. Sweet, though, with a big run as they work into turns 3 and 4. Rico to the middle. Sweet all the way to the outside. Does he have a run to the front straightaway? Looking for the lead. Rico's going to hold him off.
Sweet peels out of line into turn 1. Tries a slider on your race leader. Abreu barely clears him right there. Holy cow. Brad Sweet barely cleared the 24 of Abreu. Abreu continues to show the way. This time Bobby 3 in and 27 to go at the 4 crown.
Rico anticipating it, was able to turn early and make his way back to the inside of the 49 to retake it. Sweet running in second. Macri in third. Jacob Allen in fourth. Justin Peck going to get shuffled back to 5th. You mentioned at the bottom is there. Jacob Allen's going to find him. Well, that's where he's running. He's made his way up into the 4th spot, and he now is going to set his sights on Anthony Macri patiently around the bottom. Does he have a run for it? No. Macri going to hold on to it in 39.
Jacob Allen going to be nice and patient all the way through the rest of this race. Pulls to the left here of Anthony Macri, racing for that 3rd spot down the back straightaway. Macri pulls away slightly. Meanwhile, speaking of pulling away, Rico almost has a straightaway advantage over the 49 car of Brad Sweet as he clicks off another lap.
1.815 seconds goes out to 2.240 seconds. Jacob Allen on the bottom, making hay here as they work onto the back straightaway. He is worked by Macri, now going to try to reel in the Napa Auto Parts number 49. Takes her on the inside of the speedway through turns 3 and 4. Has good bite to the front straightaway. Sweet thus far, able to keep him at bay as your leader is starting to see the back of the field.
Jacob Allen looking for that 2nd high-limit win of the year, but the 1st since February. If he can get by Brad Sweet, which he does in turn number 3, now his sights are set in on Rico Abreu. Abreu has to evacuate the top of the racetrack. Zach Hampton gets in his way, turn 1. Rico nearly got into the lap car right there. That is going to help out Jacob Allen significantly as he closes in on that Rico Abreu Kerback and Jane Racing number 24 car.
Jacob Allen pretty equally matched with everybody in the exit of turns 3 and 4 on the bottom. Turn number 2 at the exit, that car just absolutely launches, and that's where he was able to get by Brad Sweet. Now the bottom is occupied. He has to go to the middle and really has to wait on the car. Now he's going to go to the bottom. Hampton up the racetrack. He just turns right all of a sudden, leaves the line open for Allen. He's able to get back down to it, and he is closing on Rico.
Rico's got cars 3 wide in front of him right up the road as he's got to try and make a move here and make it quick. Parker, Price, Miller, Cy, Lynch, Emerson, Axsom, Chase, Dietz all over the racetrack in front of your race leader. Abreu's going to have to make some decisions to make them quick. Here comes Brad Sweet drawing back to the right rear of Jacob Allen. Abreu tries to roll the middle, cannot get by the lap cars off of turn number 4.
Lap cars down to the middle and bottom groove. Rico going to go back up to the boards here as they work onto the back straightway. There's the line. He's got it. And right up in front of your leader. Rico had to slam on the brakes. And Brad Sweet back up in a second. Caution.
The car spun around right in front of your leaders there. I believe it might be Brian Brown in turn 2, just on the exit of turn 2. That happened right in front of your leaders there. The inside of the racetrack. And that is indeed the Casey's General Stores number 21 of Brian Brown. He was running in the 16th position at the time. Started in the 10th spot.
Unfortunately, there is no taco pizza being served on the back straightaway.
There definitely is not, but that is going to close the field up, and now Jacob Allen will not have to worry about traffic being in his line, and he could stick back to the bottom. But it was interesting to watch him there, Brian, because he wasn't running the bottom at the end of that run. He was kind of working the middle. It didn't seem quite as fast for him.
No, he was not. He was actually forced up there. Of course, the bottom side was occupied. And you saw when Hampton, he was running the bottom, all of a sudden he shot up the racetrack. That left the bottom open. You saw Allen immediately dive down to it. He knows that's where his car is working. And he took the advantage of Rico from over 2 seconds down to about 1.3, almost 1.2 there. And it's going to be interesting here.
Now, this will be interesting right here with the Frozen Farmer pick pint. I feel like Rico's going to go to the bottom. I would not be surprised if Jacob Allen followed him down there. But we'll see what happens when they come around this time by. Jacob ran that exact line, very inside of the racetrack, to a 5th place result at the Kings Royal this year. Was 11th during the Joker's jackpot with High Limit Racing. 17 top 10 finishes in Jacob's career here at Eldora. And Rico is going to look to the inside here, and Jacob's going to go right to the top. So, proving me wrong.
So you have to wonder strategy here. Tony, what do you got?
Well, it's just so interesting to see Jacob Allen, a guy that's so synonymous with making the bottom side of big, wide racetracks work to his advantage. Jake was very thoughtful in his diagnosis with me during the USAC non-wing feature. He made a great point. He said, you know, the track looks one way to us standing down here in the infield, or to folks maybe around the outside sitting in the grandstand. But once you get behind the wheel and you get out on the track at eye level, it looks much different. Mainly the amount of grip you think you have. You get out there, you realize there's not nearly as much as you thought.
Yeah, Jacob's got the wing in the truck as we go back to green. He immediately slots back in line behind Rico Abreu. They're going to go into turn number 1. Jacob Allen's going to look to the inside of Rico Abreu. Battle for the race lead in turn number 2, but Abreu's going to have the spot down the back straightaway. This is about to get good.
And that's the point I was about to make, is that he was going to try to slot in behind Rico and get to that line, but now Rico knows he's there. He's going to try the bottom, and it works well for him. He's going to pull away from the 1A right now. Brad Sweet still working the high side of the speedway. Justin Peck to the middle. He's going to roll by the 39 of Macri, as now trying to reel them in. Spencer Bayston, Brent Marks, Corey Day, Reutzel, and McFadden. That's your top 10, all trying to reel them down.
Macri now back into the 4 spot, got back by Justin Peck. Now Peck takes it right back away across the start-finish line. So a good battle going on for 4th between the 39M and the 13 car, as Rico Abreu has found a different liner. Now he goes to the top in 3 and 4. He's been searching around, trying to see where his car works the best, and maybe trying to throw Jacob Allen off a little bit, as he's definitely pulled away slightly, maybe 10 or so car lengths going to turn 1.
Jacob Allen, he's not entering on the bottom. He's exiting into the middle of turn number 1, and he's driving the car down to the bottom of the exit 2. He's grabbing that moisture, and he gets that launch. Rico vacating the top, goes back down to the bottom. He's feeling the car route right now. 1.1 seconds. It is 1.438. So altering lines back to the top of 1 and 2. So far, it's working for the 24.
I'll tell you who's looking for the hard charger war here tonight. It's the number 5 of Spencer Bayston. Started way back in the 18th position. Is challenging Brent Marks right now for 6th. He was by him a few laps ago, but Marks is able to cross him back up. The CJB Motorsports number 5 is making his way towards the front of the field. Next time by halfway signal. We're almost halfway home in this one.
Jacob Allen taking some of the time away that Rico had put between them, as the Messiah Valley Transportation number 24 continues to lead. Allen running in that 2nd spot. Up on the outside, Brad Sweet still running in 3rd. Lap traffic starting to come into view. Justin Peck in 4th, Anthony Macri in 5th, Brent Marks in 6th, Spencer Bayston in 7th, James McFadden, Corey Day, and Tyler Courtney in the 7BC right now running at your top 10.
Here comes the lap traffic. Once again, car to the wall right in front of your leader. Parker Price Miller has a flat right rear across the start-finish line. The caution's going to come out.
So right as traffic was about to meddle with the race here,
Parker Price Miller was running what looks like 22nd at the time, was about to go a lap down to the leaders and hit the wall in turn 4. Right rear might still be up hard. Can't tell, there's a pole in the way here on our flow shot. So,
and broadcast confirming it is not.
So PPM definitely a tough weekend here for him.
They'll change the angle there, and we can go ahead and see the right rear deflated.
Yep, 24th here last night. Still trying to get his bearings straight with that Brandon Eikenberry owned car.
So speaking of hard charger, looking back at the MRP app, you can actually go and look at the positions gained on live timing and scoring. Tyler Courtney, Ryan Timms, they both advanced a dozen positions so far. Just mentioned Courtney kicking up into the top 10. He's gone 22nd to 10th. Ryan Timms 24th to 12th. Remember, Timms had to go into the work area, so he's marching his way back forward. Bayston up 11 spots, 18th to 7th. Danny Sams up 6. Emerson Axsom has gained a half a dozen spots. Jacob Allen, Brent Marks both up 3 positions so far.
Yeah, so a couple of guys definitely coming from the tail here, making it work as Parker Price Miller arrives in the Rod End Supply work area. Tony, what are you seeing?
Danny Cook, his longtime crew member on that PPM number 9P, followed Parker over to the Brandon Eikenberry, what typically is the 25. That's Danny down there getting ready to swap out the right rear. His brother, Paul Bunyan, as some know him, Dylan Cook, is also working in the pits here this weekend for Andy Reinbold and Todd Underwood's Amy Electrical non-wing Silver Crown and midget teams. But it does seem to be a simple, quick fix, quick swap. The old right rear deflated off and back behind the 9P. They'll install the bleeders, the new wheel nut, and put on the wheel cover, and Parker Price Miller will be down and away after a quick fix here in the Rod End Supply work area.
So the Frozen Farmer pick pine back on the racetrack, and same song, different dance. Jacob goes to the top, Abreu to the bottom. What Jacob has done, though, you know, I feel like Rico knows. If he sees Jacob on the board up there, up towards the front, he knows that the bottom's got to be good. And you saw him the first, part of this race running the top exclusively. As soon as Jacob got to second and showed him the nose, he went immediately to the bottom on a couple of the corners.
And it's interesting. Jacob better on the bottom at 1 and 2, and Rico better on the bottom at 3 and 4. So he's able to vary his lineup a little bit. As we'll see how things play out. They're coming around for the restart. Back to green.
Great restart for Jacob Allen. Great restart for Spencer Bayston. Bayston 18th to 3rd now, and working at Jacob Allen for that second spot. So the number 5 car of Spencer Bayston is into the podium position now in car number 5.
What a restart. He's going to go to the top side of the speedway through turns 3 and 4. Brad Sweet trying to hold on and stay in the top 5. He's got Peck and he's got Macri coming after him. It's going to be Peck looking down the inside of the 49. Slide up for the 4th spot. Sweet back to his inside. They'll cross over and to the back straightaway. Brad Sweet can hold the position. First driver up to the top of the speedway. Riding in 3rd will be the 5 of Spencer Bayston. Still chasing Rico as he's going to go report back to the top shelf over in turn 22.
Bayston's car looks very good, very steady on the top side of the racetrack. There's Justin Peck on your screen battling with Brent Marks. That's the race for the 5th position. Marks just got by Anthony Macri the last time by across the start-finish line. Marks looking for 5th off of turn number 4, but Justin Peck maintains the spot across the line.
Back down to the bottom again. Entering high, bringing it down across the racetrack. Finds that grip at the exit turn number 2, but he trails by just over a second. Last time, 1.001. We have 9 laps remaining this time. The Mesilla Valley Transportation, number 24, Rico Abreu in command. Jacob Allen in 2nd, Bayston in 3rd, Sweet and Marks into the top 5 now in 19.
And Marks is up to 4th now, getting by Brad Sweet off the 2nd corner. So Brent Marks' car very good on the inside of the racetrack. Meanwhile, Ryan Timms is now up into the 9th position from the Rod End Supply work area. The highlighter green number 27H car making his way towards the front of the field.
Boy, and he has really got some serious left side bite. You saw him having to kind of fight the car back down the racetrack there at the exit of turn at number 4. Goes back to the high side over at the exit of turn number 2. Kind of drove it up across the racetrack. Battle ongoing between Peck, Sweet, and the 19 of Marks. That is 4th, 5th, and 6th all up for grabs right now as they work into turns 1 and 2.
A high-speed chess match between these 3 guys. They're swapping lines almost every single corner. One time it's the top, one time it's the middle, one time it's the slider line. Here's the slider line from Justin Peck. He'll go across the nose of Brent Marks, tries to take the 4th position away. Across the line, he's still got it very close to the end of the front straightaway.
Boy, I thought they were going to go ahead and rub the Hoosier off of the sidewalls there for a second. Is this going to be Marks back up across the nose of the 13 Peck and answer as we look back to your leaders. Traffic starting to loom. Jacob Allen 1.1 seconds down to 6/10 of a second. Rico might have some company here with 5 to go.
Jacob Allen took 4/10 out of the leader. Rico Abreu that time by. Now Abreu approaching the back of the field. The first car in his sights is the 42 of Cy Lynch. Here comes Jacob Allen off the bottom. Going to be side by side almost for the race lead. Abreu gets by the slower car of Cy Lynch, but Jacob Allen is right there in turn 1.
Rico able to clear is now. Lynch up off the bottom side of the speedway, leaves it open. The 1A not able to get down low enough to really get a bite as Rico now going to have to go to the bottom. Goes to work on the Casey's number 21 of Brian Brown to put him a lap down. They come around this time. 27 laps in the books.
27 down, 3 to go. Abreu works back to the concrete in turn 1. They want A of Jacob Allen. Going to stick it right down to the bottom. Abreu pulls away down the back straightaway. Spencer Bayston still in 3rd. Justin Peck 4th. Anthony Macri 5th. Brad Sweet has slipped back to the 7th spot, letting Brent Marks get back by. 2 laps to go this time by. Jacob Allen certainly within striking distance still.
Keeping it even at 0.8 of a second that time by. White flag coming this time. Rico Abreu goes back down to the bottom side of the speedway through turns 3 and 4. Allen chasing, lap car in front of him. That will be the 2D Machinists. We've got one to go in this one.
1 lap to go. Abreu came up 1 spot short, maybe came up 1 car length short here last night on the night before the Crowns. Has to make it by the slower car of Chase Dietz into turns 3 and 4 and out of turn number 4. He's done it again. He's won at the 4 Crown Nationals. Rico Abreu gets it done. Jacob Allen in second. Third spot is going to go to Spencer Bayston. Fourth to Anthony Macri. Fifth goes to Justin Peck.
Brent Marks crossing in 6th, Brad Sweet in 7th, James McFadden in 8th, Corey Eliason in 9th, and Zeb Wise unofficially rounding out your top 10.
Behind those guys, 11th was Ryan Timms, 12th to Corey Day, 13th Emerson Axsom, 14th Brady Bacon, 15th goes to Tyler Courtney, 16th to Skylar G, 17th Danny Sams, 18th Aaron Reutzel, 19th Chase Dietz, 20th to Brian Brown, 21st Cy Lynch, 22nd Parker Price Miller, 23rd Zach Hampton, and 24th to Darren Naida. Climbing out of the Rico Abreu Curb Agajanian Racing number 24. It'll be his series leading 8th win of the 2024 campaign with Kubota High Limit Racing. The victory lane hat. He's climbing up top of the race car. Make some noise for Rico Abreu. And he is pumped up about this one. I'll tell you what, as he climbs off the top of the car, Zach Middlebrooks will play as catching net. And he'll have a word with Tony Laporta.
Rico Abreu hitting him with the Scott Bloomquist crotch chop high on top of the wing. Rico, let's get over here and chop this one up. Your 8th victory with Kubota High Limit. Your 2nd with a wing on the top here at the 4 Crown Nationals, but to do it on a night that you said goodbye to Scott Bloomquist, no weak links on the wing. What was that one like?
Just really special. You know, the atmosphere Eldora creates, you fans, man, this is what it's all about. You guys, I know you all work your hard-earned money, come to watch us put on a show for you, so these wins just are extra special for you guys. This is incredible where our sports come and where it's going, and just thanks to High Limit and everything they do. Eldora Speedway, Tony Stewart, Flo, you know, they just all work really, really hard at this, and it just makes these wins extra special. Just hats off to my guys, man. Ricky just put the tune-up on this thing this weekend, and every time we come to Eldora, we really focus on hitting our marks, and I knew the 1A was coming on the bottom, so I had to move around, and thankfully Brady kind of told me. I knew once Jacob got up there, you know, he wasn't running the top, you know, and it's just a form of what this track's created. So unbelievable weekend for this 24 team, and just thank all you fans for coming out tonight. This one was extra special to us, and Scott Bloomquist, you know, he'll be a legend forever. So it's really cool to have, you know, his logo on our car, and no weak links on the front, just really special. And you know, the poem we wrote earlier yesterday, and thank you, Flo, for working with me on that. I knew it was going to be really meaningful from us, sprint car world, you know, just giving him a good goodbye.
3 victories at the 4 Crown Nationals in the USAC midget ranks, a win here with the All-Stars in the past, your 2nd trip to Whiskey Myers Victory Lane at Eldora Speedway with a wing on top, but your 5th overall here at the 4 Crown Nationals. What does this event mean?
No, it's one we put on the calendar every year. You know, just you see the work that gets put in this place. Every year we come here and there's something new, you know, just from top to bottom, you know, and everybody that works here is so welcoming. So it makes it really appreciative to come here and race. And just, you know, this is my favorite track in the entire world. So it's really, you know, it's really enjoying when I get to stand up here and talk in front of you guys.
Gus is just making Whiskey Myers Victory Lane his own right now. Was there a lot of hairy wall banging from your point of view tonight in your car and around you?
We did some hairy wall banging 1 and 2. You know, it's just the product that this place creates. The cushion gets really thin. You got to be really technical up there. It allows the drivers really to come and play with their feet work. I watched a lot of laps of Donnie Schatz go around this place, and you know, I'm very fortunate to be racing with an incredible crew chief, Ricky Warner, and Zach Middlebrooks. Just the level of knowledge that he's brought to him, and Brady Forbrook, and you know, just thank you to my family for putting me in this position. My wife, Megan, just works really hard at the merchandising side of our brand, and just thank the guy upstairs for putting us up here.
Your buddy Kyle Larson scored a victory tonight in Bristol, Tennessee in the NASCAR Cup Series, so he's racing for a championship a little bit later on. This win keeps you right up there in the front as well with 8 victories in high limit this season, but you know what question's coming next. You've heard it 7 times already. You get to send $1,000 of our Angel Donors money to any charity you want to support. So tonight, with your win at the Four Crown Nationals, which charity are you choosing to support?
I'm really thankful for the Angel Donor, and I know he's here this weekend, so it was really cool to get this win in front of him, you know, in high limit for allowing us to donate to a charity of choice. And I've been picking the same one all year, and it's Jackson's Superhero Foundation. I know they're watching. They were supposed to be here this weekend, but some things came up, and you know, all these wins are always dedicated to Jackson, and you know, his foundation, you know, focuses around neuromuscular disease, and he's a big fan of ours and gets to come to some of the races. He was at Butler, Michigan this year. I know we got some partners on board, Spankins Motorsports, ArcZone.com. They make that match that $1,000 donation. I match that $1,000 donation, and I told them by the end of the year I wanted to get it to $10,000 every time we won a race going to Jackson's Superhero Foundation.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the 8th time in 2024, your winner is Rico Abreu! Abreu with the classic tribute to Scott Bloomquist. He and Ricky Warner get it done. Once again, they have just come on fire in the last couple of months here with Kubota High Limit Racing as they score the victory. Rico's 5th in his four-crown history here at the Eldora Speedway. Jake Allen, you are not to be confused with Jacob Allen. He's former. You're current. We had a great talk before the feature rolled out, and you gave great insight about how what we see down here in the infield and what we see in the stands, it doesn't always translate to what you guys see on the track as far as conditions. What were the track conditions like? Was it as slick? Was there any grip? The things we talked about, did it add up the way you thought it would?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, you know, believe in, like, you know, if you're looking from the infield or you're looking from the stands, and then you know, for me, I'm able, you know, I'm looking at the track in the car. Those are all 3 different perspectives. This track's tricky because, like, when you're standing in the pits and what it looks like on the racetrack, to me, it always looks like there's a little bit of more moisture on the racetrack. Then you go out on the backstretch and you're like, oh, you know, oh shit, you know, it's a lot more slick than, you know, what it is. So to me, this is very much like Kings Royal conditions. This would be pretty much identical to Kings Royal, I believe. And I had a great Kings Royal race car, and last night I had a really good race car, but today I felt like me and my guys came together with a little bit of a game plan how we could be better, and we, you know, we were better, and it was a really great night for us.
Jake, you made the bottom work. You set the race car up for those conditions, or was it just looking at what you had when you got out there and making it work?
Yeah, I mean, if you're, you know, walking on the track, you know, there's not really a top. It's just concrete wall. So, you know, you have to be good, you know, through the middle, through the slick, open your corners up. I mean, me racing with a guy like Donnie Schatz for so many years, you kind of want that feel. You know, that's how I would want to drive it. I'm not, you know, riding around on concrete walls all day long or anything like that. And, you know, I want my car to look like a Donnie Schatz. I want to be able to drive it like a Donnie Schatz. So, you know, that's what we, you know, shoot to do, and, you know, I think we were pretty on par with that.
Jacob Allen comes home in 2nd position tonight. Not Jacob, that's Jake Allen right there. And for the 2nd time in our post-race interviews, you hear a call to Donnie Schatz, a guy that is just so incredible here. Rico Abreu and Jake Allen both talking about wanting their cars to resemble something like they've seen with Donnie. Spencer Bayston, I don't know how you felt about your race car, but it sure went around a whole lot of other race cars out there on the track tonight. 18th to 3rd. Was that like, you know, like a birthday present to yourself? Because you do turn, what, 27 tomorrow?
26 tomorrow, yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah, that was definitely just a really, really good, strong run. My straight line grip on all those starts was phenomenal. That's what really kind of got us up there in the first place. You know, I was fortunate to be able to start on the outside every time and get a row or two, you know, the first lap of each time, and felt like I was just timing it really well. And my car just handled really, really well once we got going. It's amazing how much more throttle you can run and how much harder you can hustle it when you get up, like once we got up to the front. Every car you pass, you know, the air gets better and better. But just a hats off to Barry and Eric and Scotty here helping us this weekend. Just a really, really solid run here both nights, top 5 and a top 3, as something we'll certainly take going in these last handful of races. 18th to 3rd, you were shucking and jiving. Nathan Isaacson let me know about your birthday coming up tomorrow. Can you believe he stayed awake late enough to watch that race? Yeah, no, he's obviously a good buddy. You know, you talk about him. He's definitely a good buddy of mine. He's a big race fan, and happy to have him supporting us. But you know, this is such a cool event. You know, I grew up coming here to watch as a fan, sitting up in the stands. You know, fortunate to win it in a midget. That's about the closest I've been, I feel like, you know, in a sprint car. But feels really, really good to have an offensive run. Our truth number 5 handled well the moment we unloaded last night. So just an awesome finish to the weekend. And you know, anytime you can pass that many cars at a place like this and in front of a good crowd makes it exciting.
Spencer Bayston, 18th to 3rd, credits the straight line grip. Something you always want to have when you go out on a Saturday night is straight line grip. We've got a 50-50 raffle to pull here, so we're going to make our way over to Eldora Speedway and Whiskey Myers Victory Lane.